What about Taylan May? Suspension of Taylan May. This is an interesting one. So he's received 2 weeks, but he can be free to play the finals and serve his 2 weeks, can't he?
Absolutely.
Next year.
Disgraceful.
That's handy.
Disgraceful management by the NRL. How Andrew Abdo allowed this to go in. This is the incident. Taylan May sitting down there in the black shirt. Now, this little chubby little 18-year-old kid here has obviously seen something now. So he got found guilty. He pleaded not guilty. He got found guilty in court. Now, the Penrith put out some wacky statement that he was harassing the players when he first got charged. He's got to court and he's admitted in court that the kid had somehow filmed him and he asked the kid to delete it off his phone. The kid wouldn't do it. None of it warrants what happens here. Yet the NRL, under some system that has never been applied before, are allowing him to serve a 2-game suspension in rounds 1 and 2 next year rather than right now because for some reason, and this has happened over the last summer, they've decided that finals games are worth more than normal games. So therefore he can do that. So it's the old buy now, pay later scheme. It is absolutely ridiculous. It's an indictment on the management of the NRL who do not know what they are doing that this is allowed to happen.
How couldn't they just...
I rang the NRL today and I said to them, I asked why.
Yeah.
Graham Annesley had no idea it was coming. I spoke to others at the NRL. They said, look, the belief is finals games are more valued than home and away games, therefore we're allowing him to do that. I said, well, if that's the case, why not just make him serve one finals game now when the offence has been handed down? Mm. And they said, that's a valid point, can't answer that.
They didn't think of that?
Oh, probably not, Bray. Honestly, it's so embarrassing that you can basically pick and choose now when to serve your suspension. What happens next year? What happens next year when you get suspended for something and you say, well, you know what, we're playing Melbourne this week, so I'd actually like to play Melbourne because the week after we've got the West Tigers or the Gold Coast and I'll serve my suspension then. It is so out of the realms of what is the integrity of sport. It is embarrassing for the code that they've done this.
I'll tell you who's quite bemused by it. It's the Parramatta Eels, who faced the Panthers this weekend. When the news came through, the Eels shook their head. They couldn't believe it.
They weren't the only ones, Dave.
No, of course. And to the point where is it a green light for any player to commit a criminal offence through this final series, so long as the fine doesn't reach over $1,000, you won't miss a finals game?
It's just head-shaking stupidity.
I don't understand it.
It was assault. It was.
Well, that's right.
The judge described it as cowardly.
Look at this. Lindsay Collins got suspended for 4 games for a hip drop tackle, which had none of the malice of an assault from behind, right? But he's missing the finals. Why don't they go back to the Roosters now and say, you know what, Lindsay Collins, you can play these final series and you can serve the rest of you. Yeah, into the garbage bin down the bottom too. And this kid's got no idea it's coming.
Backwards onto a concrete floor.
It's so...
And the NRL allows that suspension to be served next year.
What are the
that's the current management of the game.
What are the can of worms the next offence arises where everything will be measured? Is it worth a finals game? Is it not? Is it a normal game? When will it be served?
It's so bad. It is so bad.
So Lindsay Collins isn't playing finals, right?
Okay. No,
because of an on-field incident. But you can
commit a criminal
offence and an off-field incident and you're fine.
Okay, that's true. That is right. According to NRL, that is right. That's okay. You can go out and do that. But unless it's a Jack de Belin type offence, who was found not guilty, right? Or no case to answer, okay? Charges dropped, right? The one case that did reach a decision was of innocence. Yet lost 2 seasons. 6 Origin games, 2 seasons. And that no remorse from the NRL, no apology from the NRL, that's all fine. That's all it's all this woke politics they're carrying on with now, trying to appease this group over here, that group over there. It is so far removed from the integrity of sport and the integrity of competition. We are turning it into a TV product now. We are turning this competition into whatever rates, keep the stars on the field, because not that Taylan May's a star, but keep the stars on the field. Let's just pick and choose.
Surely that decision goes across several desks, and at some stage, doesn't someone put their hand up and say, I call bullshit on this? Like, seriously?
Well, it begins and ends with Andrew Abdo and above him Peter V'landys. The commission should be stepping in here and saying, no way. They should be stepping in. Andrew Abdo has gone across his desk and he's okayed it. He should have just said, no way. He should have said to the integrity unit, there is no way you can delay your penalty. It's, go out, do your fine. You know what, you've got 12 years jail, mate. Look, I'll wait till I'm 68, then I'll do it. Honestly.
They've dodged the bullet, the Panthers, no doubt about that.
But it's nothing to do with Taylan May personally. It is the fact that you've been found guilty in court of assault, and you can delay the penalty so you can play finals. Who in the NRL can come on here and tell us why it's a smart decision? That they tried to explain it's because of the timing of it,
the delay in the court process.
The delay in the court process came down. Bad luck.
That's bad luck for him, though.
That's bad luck for him.
There's been plenty of cases like that.
What was Mitchell Pearce's suspension for the incident involving the dog? Like, seriously, like...
Well, he got 8 weeks.
8 weeks, and how much was the fine?
125,000.
That was a G-up.
8 weeks, 125,000.
But here we've got a guy that's dragged a fella down on a concrete floor from behind, and he gets a suspended sentence till next year.
The 18-year-old kid had no idea it was coming. He's got a professional athlete, 21, coming up behind him and grabbing him by the collar. What about the guys last year who went to a barbecue?
Yeah.
And what they copped?
Paul Vaughan, what was it, 7, 8
that
games?
was off the field.
100,000 ruined
That
his
was off the
career.
field. What about, Paul Vaughan, he's cost himself the best part of $500,000.
This is the can of worms that has now been created and will be created.
It's embarrassing that these people in there do not know how to run their own sport.
But seriously, as soon as you saw that decision come out this afternoon, your immediate reaction was, this couldn't be true. So how is that not the reaction of the NRL?
My phone went off like a poker machine. People ringing me up saying, have you seen this? It was throughout the game.
Yep.
People just saying, what's happened here?
And your phone call's the same phone call all mate, for clarification on how they reached this judgment. And every journo in town would have rung them as well, going, can you explain this to us, please?
And every club out there is also wondering the same thing, Dave.
And players.
And the players, I'd like someone to sit down and give us a legitimate reason why.
We'll get the right answer in the next couple
No,
of days?
they're under their doonas right now. Come on.